The stock market and buying a home are both wonderful places to spend your money, but is one better than the other, especially when it's getting close to retirement time? We're getting some common sense from Craig Bolanos, a co-founder and wealth advisor at VestGen. Craig, what are your thoughts about paying off a home versus putting money into the market?
Well, Angela, you're right. You have to live somewhere, and maybe by some people's persona, it's better to pay rent to thyself than pay rent to a third party. That's the argument for home ownership, but it's not that clear and simple. I think, Angela, what viewers all across this country want to know is, can I share some common sense on whether or not they should pay off that mortgage going into retirement, or they should consider keeping it, especially knowing there's a large swath of Americans that have mortgages under 3 and in some cases under 4. That's what you're really hinting to, isn't it, Angela?
It is, because some people with very low interest rates on a mortgage or taking advantage of tax advantages of a mortgage may find that it's better to keep that mortgage going and not put money into the market. But what's your general rule of thumb?
Well, let's go ahead and break that down. So, as a practitioner and using ideas that are tested in the trenches, Angela, I remind everybody, if you're deliberating whether or not you should pay off that mortgage going into retirement, realize that retirement is all about cash flow. Everyone thinks retirement's about assets, how big that nest egg is of investments. No, your retirement is about cash flow. And if you have one less payment to make, that means you have less of a withdrawal need from your portfolio. I always defect to trying to get people to live a debt-free lifestyle. But I understand where we're torn on the math if you've got that low interest mortgage relative to higher bond yields today, especially now that we saw the US get downgraded from AAA to AA. That being said, you mentioned tax deductibility, Angela. 93% of America is currently not itemizing. And as a result of not itemizing, I challenge a lot of American taxpayers to really look and see, if you don't have a Schedule A, then you're not deducting your mortgage interest. But wait, Angela, maybe that's about to change, because when they renew the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, called the Big Beautiful Bill, and I do think that's going to get done, there's rumors that we're going to increase the SALT cap from 10,000 to 30,000. If that happens, we're going to all of a sudden put a lot more people into the itemization camp. So, Angela, score all this together. What does it mean? As a practitioner, I defect to paying off the mortgage, because again, one less bill in retirement makes it that much easier to cash flow from your portfolios. But given we're in the pivot point where there's a potential change to how the current taxes are structured and more people might start deducting their mortgage interest, I think it definitely deserves a second look and a conversation with a professional who can seek to see the world through the client's lens.
Any final thoughts?
Well, you know what? Let's see the world through your lens, and then let's do some math. And that math begins with your income taxes. Connect with us online at getretiredstayretired.com. That's getretiredstayretired.com.